Me? So this is my recording a long day at home. I already completed the game, I'm doing it again. It's a low chaos on easy difficulty with normal stealth difficulty this time. So,
why do we celebrate the anniversary of an assassination? 15 years ago, in the middle of a plague that nearly destroyed Dunwall, a paid killer assaulted the palace where I was born and stabbed my mother in the heart. In the aftermath, the men who sent the assassin tried to use me as a pawn in a game of power. They would have succeeded, but my father, Corvo Attano, hunted them down and cut their conspiracy to pieces. All these years later, am I the ruler my mother wanted me to be? Now, we face a new crisis. A monster the papers are calling the Crown Killer has been picking off my enemies and dressing it up like my father and I are responsible. I don't know whether to get on a ship and sail to the opposite side of the world, or to have everyone around me executed.
Watch your step, Majesty.
I'm not looking forward to all the ceremony today.
Your signet ring. There. You're ready.
Thank you, Alexei. Open the doors.
All hail Her Imperial Majesty, Emily Caldwin.
Loyal subjects, we're going through a difficult time, but today we honor my mother, the late Jessamine Caldwin. May her memory survive through the ages.
Emily.
You look tired, Father.
Every year, I think the anniversary of Jessamine's death will be easier, but it never is.
I wish Mother was still the Empress. I don't think I'm very good at this.
You're still learning. Don't worry about the rabble-rousers, and we'll catch the Crown Killer, eventually.
People are saying it's you. That these assassinations are a misguided effort to protect me.
No. Someone's trying to make us look guilty by targeting your enemies.
I wish I could just run away from all this.
Sometimes you do. You think I don't know about your nights out on the rooftops? Courage. The ceremony will be over soon.
Royal Protector and Father. I should have passed a law against that combination of titles years ago.
Your Majesty, before we begin the day's observances, we have an unexpected visitor, the Duke of Serkonos.
Ramsay says the Duke is bringing special gifts.
That's intriguing.
Grace Luca Abel, Duke of Serkonos!
Mechanical soldiers? Amazing.
What is this, Ramsay? I didn't authorize those things.
Your Imperial Majesty and Royal Protector Corvo Attano, a native of our homeland. Serkonos offers condolences on this sorrowful day, and gifts to remind you of our nation, the rising star on the southern horizon.
We thank you, Your Grace.
Save your thanks. For now, I give you the greatest gift of all, family. I present the lost sister of Jessamine Caldwin, your rightful empress, Delilah Caldwin.
Impossible.
My mother had a sister?
My dearest niece, hello.
It's not true.
My father was Emperor Euhorn Jacob Caldwin, and Jessamine was my younger sister. At the time of her death, I wasn't ready to make myself known to you, and I was forced to leave Dunwall. But now I'm home.
If you really are my mother's sister, you're welcome to stay as long as you like.
Little sparrow, blackened by bad memories, I'm here to relieve you of your crown. My father's promise, whispered in secret so many years ago, is now fulfilled.
Watch your tongue. Emily Caldwin is the daughter of Empress Jessamine Caldwin.
Royal Protector. How naive to think you could get away with these murders. Living in my palace has protected you, but that's over. Hear me, all of you. Your rightful Empress has returned.
All hail the Empress Delilah, first of her name. Arrest Emily Caldwin and her father for the Crown Killer murder.
What?
Sword can't still my heart.
Okay, so I'll be playing as Emily Caldwin for this, as I did previously. It's gonna be a low chaos, as I remind you, and my original playthrough was based on a game pressure walkthrough. This one is actually gonna be mine myself, so it won't be based off of anything except for a few memories of a walkthrough. Okay. I'm ready.
Cast you in cold marble. No! Sweet girl, over time you will come to love me. Perhaps someday you'll see me as the mother you lost. But until then, you'll be kept out of trouble.
I'll lock Lady Emily in her chambers, and then I'll bring her to Coldstream Prison until her trial. My father lost it all when I was a boy, so now I wear this uniform, and I send 20-year-olds out to patrol the rose gardens instead of drinking with the men from the shooting club.
Captain Ramsey, I heard shouting. Lady Emily, what happened?
I'll be all Captain Mayhew.
No!
That's the Royal Protector's fancy weapon. What kind of sword folds in half? There's a legend in the Tower Guard about the Empress's last resort, a safe room inside your chambers holding enough gold to buy a good-sized island. They say that this ring is one of the only 2 keys to exist.
What happened? Alexei. The throne room. Father! Nothing I can do alone. I need to get out of here.
Sir, how long is it going to take, Captain Ramsey?
Hold your horses, Corporal. Dial. Ramsey knows what he's doing. The man's moving up in the world. He's old blood. One of the good families. Now that he's helped the rightful Empress take the throne, Ramseys are gonna be back in fashion at DUNWALL. You'd be smart to remember that.
Pause if you want. Last chance. As I said.
I used to hide frogs in this old grandfather clock to drive the housekeepers mad. I thought it was complicated back then.
You will find certain things across the game known as inspectables. These will be able to, these will cause you to say something because you've inspected it. These are in addition to the game that was added in addition to the fact that your character has dialogue. Inside the first game, most of the chaos system, your character's chaos system expression was shown through Emily instead. Same goes for Dowd and Billy Lurk. However, Dowd has his own voice lines. Inside this game, both Corvo and Emily have their own voice lines, and the chaos system is now expressed through them and their allies. However, they don't have a main vector of a chaos expression, except for the actual player. So, essentially, if you depending on your inspection, these objects will cause you to say different things depending on your chaos level and whichever character you have. There's a bit more gameplay difference depending on which character you have, but we'll get into that later. Also, throughout all of the games, there's a outsider shrine, and major plot there. I'll tell you more once we reach the end of the world.
Should I just sit in it and pick a place to hide for a while? I need time to think. How many times have I looked at that skyline? It feels like everything just changed. Delilah is some sort of witch. How is this possible?
Lady Emily, you're all right. I was worried. Where's the Royal Protector?
There's a coup underway. My father is... he's imprisoned, for lack of a better word.
You've got to get out of the tower. Through your safe room. There was a captain earlier today, down at the docks, looking for the Royal Protector. Find her. Get out of DUNWALL.
Alexei, I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Throughout all of the games, there's this mission clue. Mission clues are shown in your journal, and you give you a set of objectives. The normal objective set inside your mission section of your journal would be too vague. These clues narrow your objectives down. They're very useful, and you should use them to find your assassination target and extraction points.
These bastards are working with Ramsey and the Duke of Serkonos.
Note that the leaning controls will be different for when you're actually playing, specifically on Q and E.
No, isn't it laundry day yet?
No time for that now. Traitors.
With the throne room blocked off, we should have the time we need. Just stay here and stall anyone who comes by. I'll be back when I've searched the royal
Target
chambers,
marked.
assuming I don't accidentally lock myself in this damn safe room.
We'll cover for you if anyone from the...
Now, inside Dishonored, there's more ways than one to deal with assassination targets, unlike other games like Hitman or Assassin's Creed. You see, this game enables you to, in a form of poetic justice, non-lethally take them down. These you know that these set of walkthrough is also tailored for the person who hasn't been playing Dishonored, which is why I'm giving all these information that that Dishonored players would already know. Just ignore it if you are searching for the main walkthrough parts. But yes, it had a gray part of the marker shows that they can be non-lethally taken down. The red shows that they cannot. This walkthrough will be canonical, so I will not be going through certain non-lethal takedowns. However, by canon or her difficulty or otherwise. However, if you wish to have more info on that, you should check out the wiki.
Duke's party returns. This is exciting. Everything's changing.
Yes, the natural order is reasserting itself. The Ramseys once hosted the King and Queen of Morley, did you know that? I spent my childhood playing with the Buntings and the Boyles, the cream of society.
And very soon you'll be back at the top, Captain.
Ramsey's family fell from the aristocracy, and apparently the man holds a grudge. How it's my fault, that's beyond me. But one way or another, Ramsey is too dangerous to be left in play.
Something stinks around here. It's not my job to clean up.
Goodbye. This won't leave my hand again.
Inside standard game, there's an equally easy way to take out Mortimer Ramsey. I almost choked him unconscious, and if you were to follow through with that, you could lock him in your safe room, and he would have what he wanted. It would go a little worse, as in the final mission you'd see what would come of him. So, in a way, I kind of did Ramsey a favor. Sometimes the poetic justice would actually be a lot worse than if you just stabbed them multiple times. And on those cases, maybe you should. After all, the canon is variable by the player, but I'm going with the majority's canon on this one. It's entirely your choice. This game is what I'd call a player way. Partially RPG, partially not.
Anton Sokolov made this lock. I spent so many nights in here after the rat plague. This could be handy.
Remember to loot everywhere. You never know what you may accidentally find. Could be a rewire tool, a few bullets, or maybe it's an entirely new weapon.
The Crown Killer must be connected to all this, with the Duke and Delilah. I have a feeling I'll need these. The reserves won't help against Delilah, even if I had a way to carry it all out of here.
What I done was a special action. Remember when I said that this is a partial RPG? Well, due to that, there are side quests, but they're much less side quests, and more of certain things you can do that are off the main path of the chapter, but would probably have a change in the chapter. Similar to Quantum Ripples and Quantum Break. It's known as a special action and will usually net you something better.
Old Samuel made this. I'm glad he didn't live to see me driven out of Dunwall Tower.
Oh man, I never knew that happened to poor Samuel. Crap. Okay, so there is a path to bypass literally everything. However, I kind of don't want to do that. Combat can be done non-lethally. However, it's twice as much harder when you're trying to do combat non-lethally than if you're stealthing past guards and non-lethally taking them out there. It's even easier if you avoid guards entirely and don't even bother with taking them out. And there are some walkthroughs which will show people not doing any takedowns or kills at all, only interacting with their assassination target. You can accept this challenge if you must, however you can abort it.
Until I understand this, I have to go into hiding. I should make my way to the docks. Dunwall.
Okay, I will show you where you can use to circumvent the path. However, I'm gonna be doing the standard path that doesn't involve the circumvention.
Somehow Delilah turned my father to stone. I will find a way to undo it.
If you were to land on that railing with a train moving towards your position, you could jump around and use the train to get to where you need to go quicker. However, it would get rid of your chance to do special objectives.
Sink or swim. There's no way to turn back now. Empress Emily Caldwin has been accused.
Sorry, I kinda messed up that drop takedown. Though it is true, you can perform takedowns on enemies from the air. In the first Dishonored, you couldn't do this, and you always stabbed them through the back of the head. However, now you can bash them against the ground, and it could be equally lethal, but it isn't.
Somehow Delilah turned my father to stone. I will find a way to undo it.
Like as I done now.
For the watch uniform. I need to find a ship.
Listen up, I have bad news.
The city's crawling with the Duke's men.
Corporal Moore checked the royal quarters, and Emily Caldwin has apparently fled the scene. We've got to find her. That's it. You've got your orders. Spread out and find the fugitive. We're in this with the Duke of Circano, sink or swim.
Be easier if I had a crossbow.
Now. What am I? Like a stocking without a leg, that's what. Nothing. Worse than nothing.
There are multiple ways you can get through the game. After all, detection isn't the end. Once you're spotted, and you could easily kill all the enemies, you can do this without being spotted as well. You could try to defeat them non-lethally, though no guarantees when in combat. You could run away, stay out of sight until they give up searching for you. If chase is that tenacious and search persistently is long, this is gonna be inviable. Or you can use your abilities to overcome the situation creatively. Even when undetected, these options are still available. Remember that.
The former Empress Emily Caldwin has been accused of high crimes against the state. Anyone caught harboring her is equally guilty of treason. Where'd you disappear to?
That's Emily Coldwell! You aren't going anywhere!
This won't take long.
Come here and fight, coward!
Come on!
Well, this is simply a bind. This is actually why I don't like this path. I prefer to bypass it entirely because the guards are too hard to deal with when doing it non-lethally. But hey, it's worth it. If you're doing a non-lethal low chaos campaign, do not shoot your pistol at all. Ever. In fact, in all games, you should probably know when to sheath your weapons.
What's going on?
Resourcefulness is your best tool in this game. It's nice that I analyzed the area and found a parkoury way through.
Kiela. Sorry you missed us.
I think that's pretty much the end of this. Well, if you liked it, go ahead, leave a like. Would definitely help it out. I'm gonna end now. I guess with maybe 5 to 10 likes, I'll do a part 2 if I remember. So long.